Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to take a look at T95E6 Clan vs River tank, and I must admit it is probably one of my most hated tanks in the game. We have a pleasure of watching Hagler gameplay. If I'm not mistaken, he is content creator in the NAS server. I'm pretty sure he is, because I can remember this name. So greetings to you, Hagler. And he managed to get absolutely amazing score with this tank. Once again, it is a blind replay in a way, right? I do not know what will happen. I know only the score, and I know this guy will kick some butts, to say that the least. So, talking about this vehicle, what is so bad? Well, fellas, if you would pay attention, what do we have here? We have a humongous cupola on top, okay? That is never a good thing to have a bloody humongous weak spot on top when people can figure out where to shoot you easily. Second thing is, I remember this very well, if you want to be competitive with this tank, you need to shoot the gold, unfortunately. I know this tank has a great DPM, right? I truly know that and I remember that, but the gun handling is no bueno. You are medium tank, but you need to play with it like a heavy tank, because otherwise you are not going to be able to get absolutely anything. It's just far away from being ideal, to say that the least. Standard penetration 258, which doesn't look that bad, right? But it's so much more beneficial to spam 340 hits, especially whenever you are Clan vs River tank. People are just simply trying to mess you up. It's just how it goes. This is effect of the Clan vs River tank, and as you can see, we had some shots missed as well, right? Now, I understand why our hero of the day made a decision not to go here, because he said, yeah, with this cupola, I mean, they will wipe their butts and I won't be able to do absolutely anything. At least this is what I think, right? So going into the heavy line is a bit better, and in the same time, his team is just simply banging everyone here in front, right? Not a big surprise so far. 1,900 damage, right? And what this tank actually has, this tank has DPM. Don't get me wrong. DPM doesn't mean extremely good gun handling by any shape or any form, right? DPM means you can burst the damage quickly. That's about it, right? So yeah, start of the game, 2,300 damage and E3 playing hold down in front. Obviously, most of the shots are missing, unfortunately. One more thing to highlight about this tank, I've seen what kind of equipment Hagler was using, and he was using the full bond equipment, right? So you can only imagine how this vehicle would look like with a standard ventilation, SRAMer and stabilizer, or whatever you are, or whatever decision you are making to use on this tank, right? You can imagine that, so keep this in mind. All in all, his team obviously is winning the game. Not a big surprise, right? If we are featuring the replay, that should mean some crazy things will happen, or at least I guess, right? But so far, all I see is a pure farm in a way, right? Hagler is playing well. He is not making any mistakes whatsoever. At least I did not notice any yet. He is following his lemming train. He is allowing his teammates to take one for the team in a way, and then he is farming. Now we will see the sniping abilities of this tank. I'm pretty sure he should miss some shots here. Oh, my bananas. This guy is saying, oh, this is my happy spot. This is where I want to be. And look at this gun accuracy. I mean, that is pretty good, to be fair with you. That is pretty good. If this tank would behave all the time like this, maybe I would even enjoy playing with this vehicle. In other words, if you did not figure this out yet, what I am trying to say and what I am trying to suggest, not to take this vehicle from the Clan Wars, just because it is not really worth it, right? It is far away from being ideal tank, and it is just not good. Meanwhile, eliminating the most dangerous tank in the field. AFK 60 TP. Hagler, you impressed me and everyone else around. My man, keep it up. You are doing great. I mean, I am speechless, man. The skill, the knowledge, performance. Fellas, I am just messing with this guy. Relax, take it easy. Everyone is shooting off a tank, okay? You do, I do, and in the same time, Hagler does, right? So, this is a bit of the sense of the humor. All in all, 9,000 damage. Wafflecock left. Obviously, he's down to fartable at this point, so he cannot peek, although I'm pretty sure he will be greedy for damage, so he is going to peek. Now the question is, will Waffle be able to outspot him and punish him? Too bad no high explosive shells left, but that was a casual farm. I must admit one thing, this game wasn't too exciting, this game wasn't something extremely special or extremely amazing by any shape or any form. It was matchup when good player did the things properly and he spanked literally everyone in the face, right? This is how I feel about it. 10,000 damage, fellas. 10,000 damage with this pile of amazing tank. How dare I? Looking into the score, what we have here, right? He has 10,000 damage, 5 kills, he has ace, confederate, high caliber. The score, obviously, he is on top by damage and by experience. Who could expect that? And he lost a bit of the credits by spamming the full gold. Game was 6 minutes long. Quite nuts if you would ask me. So this is the first example of whenever this vehicle is working, right? After this game you might think, but still the tank doesn't look that bad, it looks pretty good. Well, whenever you are lucky, fellas, even a MX-65T can look a decent tank. This vehicle, I can promise you that it's far away from being ideal. Anyways, I have more replays ready for you. Without further ado, let's go for them. Before going into the action, I want to remind you one thing. If it is not your style to take a look at other people replays when they are doing great and I'm doing blind commentary, right? Remember, check out index page. You can easily find me playing with any tank, to be fair with you, and this is me playing with this vehicle twice in 2022. That's why I decided to do something different. Now, looking into all of this, we have Hector playing with this beautiful mother trucker. By saying beautiful mother trucker, I am being very, very polite to this tank. And you can see the trend here. First of all, not many people are playing with this tank, right? At least I can tell you from my experience, it's rarely that I see this tank in action, right? That is the first thing. The second thing is, most of the players or most of the fluffy super unicums and whatnot, they are spamming the full gold ammunition. Pretty much they have only couple of the standards and after that mostly gold. And it is just showing how unpredictable this vehicle is in a way, right? It is important thing to say. And now, since Glacier got changed quite some time ago, as you can see yourself, there is not that many opportunities to punish crossing forces here, right? And pay attention how he is trying to save his cupola and he is not peeking against the E100 who was fully aimed towards him, right? Definitely smart decision. Now hit on and let's have a party, I guess. E100 is crossing. Is considering can he get a shot, and he cannot. Look at this, the third mark of excellence. And you know what? The replay is called 100% game. So I have a feeling this guy is officially sadomasochist. Hector, congratulations. Looks like you like the pain. That's all I can say. Professional World of Tanks player, fellas. Okay, let's see how he will make this tank work. So far, a couple of the free shots, no of the damage, or I suppose to say none of the hit points lost so far. That is very, very good. And we have Mouse in front. Ooh, that was close. Mouse was about to spank Hector like there is no tomorrow. And looks like Mouse knows what he is doing. He's side-scrapping pretty well. But you know what? Hector is not... Hector did not born today. He knows exactly how to play the game. If he is brave enough, if he is strong enough to get up to 100% of mark of excellence with tank like T95E6, he knows when to shoot and when to make pressure and when to be passive in the same time, right? So far, not that much action. There is a lot of patience going on. And once again, not a big surprise. You cannot treat this vehicle as 279E or super heavy tank. You know, it is not a super heavy tank. It's medium and in fact made out of paper. Speaking of the paper, what a moves, fellas. What a moves. Okay, 1300 blocking damage. Not bad. I wonder when he will say I had enough of this and he will try to make pressure in front. I am wondering, Hector is patient, mother trucker, or not so much? This is the question, fellas. Oi, plenty of the meat sitting here. Now, you might think skill, Hector can try to make a bit of pressure, take this line there and try to play hold down. Yeah, you kind of could with a tank like, let's say, 260 or the same IS-7 or something else, right? Not with T95E6. On the flat ground, this vehicle is paper unless you are using the armor hacks as Hector does. By the way, it's not hacks. I just want to highlight this. He is moving back and pretty much Mouse is hitting him in angle like this. And angle is extremely, extremely steep, right? So what that basically means? That basically means it is not that easy to do absolutely anything for him. One thing, whenever Mouse is side-scrapping, it doesn't really matter how Mouse will side-scrap. If you can see his turret, you can penetrate him all the time. So 340 hit penetration is doing the job. And look at those snapshots, fellas. Look at those snapshots. This game is completely different from the previous game. In the previous game, when we were looking Haggar playing with a tank, right? Or Haggler, excuse me. He was extremely aggressive and he had extremely strong team. In this kind of situation, we are seeing a bit different performance and we are seeing relatively equal teams or maybe even weaker team in a way, right? And this gentleman, he is trying not to take a single shot of damage. He is parked relatively close to the heavy tanks. In fact, he is in the heavy line, obviously. But he is using his teammates as a shield over there, right? As you can see, he is trying to hide behind like there is no tomorrow and just pump that DPM. So far, it worked very, very well. 4,000 damage, 500 assisting damage, right? And none of the hit points lost. This is actually pretty impressive, speaking about playing with this mother trucker. Meanwhile, you know what? We cannot, I repeat, we cannot blame that 140. If I would be that 140, I would try to jump as well, okay? Fellas, as jumping addicts, we have some weaknesses, and pay attention at this. Even though there is a one-shot tank in front of him, and being a good guy, he could have taken the shot from JP's down the low, the teammate survived. Now Hector knows what he is doing, and he is hell no, I'm not going to take the shot unless I need to, right? Once again, I understand this is a try-hard session. I can guarantee you that he is listening for a Britney Spears in the background while vibing with the music. And he is going on the full try-hard session, that's for sure. So far, a beautiful game. And so far, I can say only one thing, good job. 6,000 damage dealt already. And there is still plenty of the battle left. Meanwhile, there is STB in front. He is snapping quite a lot, to be fair with you. And it works so far good. But still, you said the gun handling is bad on this vehicle. And I still stand by my words, fellas. Believe me. Whenever I market this vehicle myself, I lost so many brain cells, I do not really think I will ever get them back. So I have definitely memories about this tank. One more thing, this vehicle got buffed, right? So if I am not mistaken, I marked this tank pre-buffed version, right? Which was just dreadful. And nowadays the situation is a bit different. The tank is tiny touch better. If I'm not mistaken, they increased DPM or something, but that was very long time ago, and I'm just trying to dig in my memory, right? This is just a highlight. Will you jump? Not a chance. He is not going to jump, although he can see the T30 and he really wants to get some extra shots. Meanwhile, STB having extremely good DPM, he's trying to make pressure, and look at this beautiful play. Although armor rack is damaged, doesn't really change anything. Beautiful play. I am impressed, fellas. I am impressed. This guy might be selfish mother trucker, which is once again on the try-hard sessions. I truly understand whenever you are playing the tanks which are far away from being great, but this is a beautiful score, fellas. You can like it or not, but the score is very, very nice, and the game is actually impressive as well. Map awareness and overall moving left, right and center, very, very, very impressive. I think he just celebrated. I'm pretty sure that shot was getting up to 100%. You saw that PP raised, fellas? You saw that PP raised and subtle movement like this? I think he just got his mark of excellence, and at this point I believe he doesn't give a flying F about anything. He's enjoying himself and he is having a blast. At least that's what I want to believe. You know what? Out of curiosity, after this game we are going to check out Hector. I have no doubts he's fluffy super unicorn, but I'm curious how many games it took for him to mark this vehicle, because if I need to guess, I would guess it took a lot, unless expectation values were low at the time, which I do not really want to believe. I am very, very curious. Okay, beautiful shot to Jack Piston, nothing to say, nothing to do, beautiful performance, fellas. 9,000 damage, and there is a tourist T30 in the open field. Obviously he's ignoring almighty Jack Pizda for obvious reasons, right? Because the meatball T30 is in the open field, and that's it. Hip hip hooray, game is over. Okay, let me find his stats, right, and we will check out the replay as well. Let's do this. Okay, fellas, we are back, and what do we have? We have 9.5 thousand damage, 1,000 assisting damage, 1.8 thousand blockade, 1 kill only, but this guy specifically aimed for a damage shots. You can clearly tell that. Obviously, first by experience and first by the damage. And he even broke even. Now, I was trying to figure out how many games it took for him to mark this vehicle, and look at this beauty, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This guy managed to get 100% of mark of excellence in 200 games, and speaking about the tank caliber like this, that is very, very impressive. And obviously speaking about the player overall, right, he is a fluffy super unicorn, right? He knows how to play the game, and that is not a big surprise. He managed to make the tank of this caliber work. Now, fellas, this is what I want to show for you with this vehicle, right? The tank itself is really unforgiving for mistakes. The tank is not fun to play with. And in fact, just to show you this, it is very, very, very important thing, fellas. Let's go to the index page to check out how many games people played with this vehicle, right? And I believe if we are speaking about the performance of this tank, I would guess this tank would be probably one of the least played tanks in the game. And there is a reason for that, fellas. When the tank feels lackluster, when the tank feels like it's not fun tank to play with, believe me, you do not want to play with that vehicle, and you do not want to get the tank for yourself. So instantly going to the 4th page, right? And in the 4th page, we have T95E6. In fact, fellas, this vehicle is pretty much the least played tank after Beijing Opera. The least played tank in the game, fellas. Do not get it. You will say thank you for Mr. Skill. And if you can take whatever else, take whatever else. The tank is just pain in the butt. That's all I have for you today, fellas. Obviously, speaking about today's performance, we definitely saw we played. We were watching extremely good players' performance, and we noticed how they played and how playstyle can vary between the players overall. So that is a good thing. Anyways, fellas, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this interesting, and I hope I helped you to make a decision not to take this tank from the clan wars. You do not want it. So yeah, for now, thank you very much for watching, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.